Hello, it's me.
You know that feeling when a song comes on and suddenly you're transported back to a specific moment in your life? Well, Adele's Hello did that for millions of people around the world. Over 1 billion views in its first few months. But here's what most people miss. This song is actually a masterclass in expressing regret and apologizing in English. Today we're diving deep into Hello, and trust me, by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to talk about difficult emotions like a native speaker. Plus, we're going to break down some phrases that you can use in real conversations, not just when you're singing in the shower. So, let's get into it.
Hello from the other side.
Let's start with the very first lines. Adele sings, "Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet." Right away, we have this phrase, "after all these years." This shows that a long time has passed. We use "after all these years" when we're talking about a significant amount of time, usually years, not just months. For example, "after all these years, I finally learned to cook pasta properly." Or, "after all these years, I still remember my first English teacher." Now notice how Adele says, "I was wondering if." This is such a polite, indirect way to ask something in English, instead of saying, "Do you want to meet?" Which sounds too direct, she says. "I was wondering if you'd like to meet." It's softer, more tentative. We use this when we're nervous or unsure about the answer. Like, "I was wondering if you could help me with my homework," or "I was wondering if you're free this weekend." Now, let's look at the next part. To go over everything. Go over means to review or discuss something in detail. In this case, she wants to talk about their past, what happened between them. In everyday life, you might say, "Can we go over the meeting notes?" Or, "Let's go over your essay before you submit it." So it's different from "go over to someone's house," right? That's about physically going somewhere, but here it's about discussing something. Now we get to a really emotional part. They say that time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing. First, let's talk about supposed to. This phrase means something is expected or believed to happen, but it doesn't always. Like, "Exercise is supposed to make you feel energized, but I just feel tired." Or, "This app is supposed to help me learn English faster." We use it when reality doesn't match expectations. And then Adele says, "I ain't done much healing." Now, ain't is informal. It's like saying haven't or am not. In formal English, she would say, "I haven't done much healing," but ain't gives it a more casual, emotional feel. You'll hear this a lot in songs and movies, but be careful using it in professional situations. And healing, this is such a beautiful word. It means recovering emotionally or physically from something painful. Like, "After the breakup, I needed time for healing," or "talking to friends helped with my healing process." It's not just about physical wounds, it's often about emotional recovery.
Hello from the other side.
Alright, here comes the famous chorus, "Hello from the other side." This phrase exploded everywhere. But what does the other side actually mean? In this song, it's metaphorical. She's on the other side of their relationship. She's moved to a different place in her life, emotionally. The other side can mean the opposite position, a different perspective, or even the afterlife in some contexts. Like, "I want to hear the story from the other side." Or, "Once you finish this course, you'll be on the other side of fluency." And then, "I must have called 1,000 times." Must have is the contraction of must have. We use must have to express a strong assumption about the past. She's exaggerating here. She didn't literally call 1,000 times. It's hyperbole. We do this in English all the time. I've told you 1,000,000 times. Or, I must have checked my phone 100 times today. And notice, to tell you I'm sorry, she's apologizing. But then she says something really interesting for breaking your heart. Breaking someone's heart is an idiom that means causing deep emotional pain, usually in a romantic relationship. Like, he broke her heart when he moved away. Or, I don't want to break your heart, but I can't come to your party. We use this phrase a lot. And it's not always romantic. You can break a parent's heart or a friend's heart too.
Hello, how are you?
Moving to verse 2, hello, how are you? It's so typical of me to talk about myself, I'm sorry. I love this part. It's typical of me, or it's typical of someone, means it's characteristic behavior. It's what they usually do. Like, it's typical of my brother to be late, or it's typical of her to bring snacks to every meeting. And she's being self-aware here, recognizing her own patterns. That's really mature. Then she says, I hope that you're well. This is such a polite, formal way to express concern for someone. Instead of just, I hope you're good, saying, I hope you're well, sounds more sincere and thoughtful. You might use this in emails or when you haven't talked to someone in a while, like, I hope you're well and enjoying your new job, or I hope you're keeping well during these busy times. And then, did you ever make it out of that town where nothing ever happened? Make it out is such a cool phrasal verb. It means to escape or leave a difficult situation successfully. Like, did you make it out of the traffic jam? Or, she made it out of her small hometown and became successful in the city. We also say, nothing ever happened to describe boring places or situations. In my hometown, nothing ever happens, it's so quiet.
So hello from the other side.
You know what's fascinating about this song? The whole concept of calling someone to apologize after years. In many cultures, this is actually quite common, reaching out to make peace with your past. And Adele does it in such a vulnerable way. She's not making excuses, she's acknowledging her mistakes. That's what makes phrases like, I'm sorry for breaking your heart so powerful. She takes responsibility. And for English learners, understanding how to apologize sincerely is so important. It's not just saying sorry, it's explaining what you're sorry for and showing empathy. The structure, I'm sorry for specific action, is much better than just, I'm sorry. And this song teaches us that emotional vocabulary words like healing, breaking someone's heart, make it out, these aren't just for songs. You use them in real conversations about relationships and feelings. Alright everyone, let's recap the key phrases from Hello that you can start using today. First, after all these years, use this when talking about long periods of time. Second, I was wondering if a polite way to ask questions or make requests. Third, go over to review or discuss something in detail. Fourth, supposed to, for expressing expectations that might not match reality. Fifth, breaking someone's heart, causing emotional pain in relationships. Sixth, make it out, to successfully escape or leave a situation. And finally, any more, to show that something has changed over time. Now, here's your challenge for this week. Choose 3 of these phrases and use them in real conversations or write your own sentences. Share them with us in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed breaking down Adele's lyrics with me today, make sure to subscribe to English Era Podcast. We do this every week with different songs. And speaking of songs, I want to hear from you. What song should we analyze next? Drop your suggestions in the comments. Maybe you've been struggling with a Taylor Swift song? Or want to understand the weekend slang? Whatever it is, let me know. I read every comment, and your suggestions help me create episodes you actually want to hear. Until next time, keep learning, keep listening. Bye everyone, and see you next week.